Hi guys, Steve Crawford here, Senior Wealth Advisor and Experienced Wealth Specialist working with parents of school-age kids. Today I'm bringing you another of our financial life hacks looking at funding your kids' education. As a dad of 3 boys in primary school, I'm aware of the challenges parents face when it comes to educating their kids. And today, the education journey arguably starts in childcare and goes all the way through to university. Whether you choose to send your kids to the local public school, one of the many system schools, or a fully private school, how you choose to educate your kids is a very personal choice and one that can only be made by you. So when I'm having conversations with my clients around educating their kids, my job is to help them choose their preferred path by understanding what the costs are likely to be and the best way to save and eventually pay for them. So today I'd like to share with you my 5 apples guide to saving for your kids' education. Choose your path. As I said at the start, it doesn't matter which education path you choose for your child, but if you think a mid-tier or private school will be part of the journey, then you should prepare for having to pay higher fees right from the start. I often talk to clients who are adamant when their child is born that it will be public all the way, but by the time they start primary school, they've changed their mind. By excluding any other possibilities, they've taken another 5 potential years of education saving out of the equation. School fees are just the start. School costs can range from about $1,000 up to north of $25,000 per year. And this is before you factor in extra costs like uniforms and excursions. So when you're starting to figure out what it might cost for your child's chosen education path, make sure you do your research. Most schools publish their current fees on their website and even provide a guide for expected amounts for uniforms and excursion costs. Allowing for inflation. Did you know that for the 15 years from 98 to 2013, the ABS estimates that education costs increased by a total of 80%. That equates to roughly 5.3% per year. So, for an example, if the fees for Year 7 at your chosen school are currently 10 grand, but your son or daughter is only 2, then by the time they get there in 2026, the fees will have increased to $15,867. And whilst costs might not continue to rise by the same amount in the future, it's a much safer approach to assume that they do. That way, you won't be caught short. Best ways to save. Okay, so you basically have a few options here. Some good, some not so good. Our view, the easiest option that you might have now, but toughest at the time, is obviously just paying the fees when they come up and not worrying about setting aside any money for them now. This isn't really our favourite option. Next up is to save the money in your bank or offset accounts. A simple way to work out how much to put aside is to work out the likely future cost and divide that by the number of months between when you need the money and now. Then put that money into a savings or offset account each month. Another option to look at is investing in something like a managed fund or a mix of online shares via an exchange-traded fund. Shares have the potential upside of growing in value over time, meaning you don't need to put in the full amount yourself. But like all investments, shares, and property for that matter, come with the risk that the value of the investment goes up and goes down over different periods of time. So make sure you are comfortable with the risk and do lots of research before choosing this path. The last option to look at, and the one that we usually prefer for our clients, is something called a scholarship plan, which allows the plan provider to claim a tax benefit, which is passed on to you when earnings are used to pay for education expenses. This option has the potential to deliver the best value for money outcome, meaning you potentially put the least amount of your own money in to cover the same amount of school expenses. But like the shares option, comes with the same risks which you need to be aware of. If you're interested in this path, then you definitely need to speak to a specialist financial advisor before making any decisions. My last point is for you to keep your options open. So much can change over a child's journey from birth through to the end of university, so don't lock yourself into one set plan or even one set funding option. The best approach is to choose an option that gives you flexibility to change if you change your mind. And remember to review your plan every year to make sure it reflects your current thinking. So there you have my 5 apples guide to saving for your kids' education. I hope my guide has helped, and And remember, if you want to discuss your child's education journey with an expert, then I'd love to help. Simply jump onto our website and click my Schedule a Call button to pick your preferred time for a chat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.